det här förstås rena nostalgin. Men vi ska möta en högst levande och mycket aktiv artist i den här intervjun från vår speciella medarbetare i London.
You miss the good old times, as it were?
I don't miss them, but I remember them fondly. You know, I like looking back. I don't really look back much. I don't look back anywhere near as much as some people do, because I really prefer to just be here now and look to the future mainly. But obviously, like with the Beatles, something like next year's Sgt. Pepper's 20th anniversary. So you can't avoid it, you know, it keeps coming up. This is the anniversary of your first record, this is the anniversary of this and that. So I like to look back. There's no harm in it. I think it's nice to be proud of what you did.
Mm. It's your 15th album since the Beatles. How do you do that?
How do you do it? I don't know. It's just something I enjoy doing. I think if I didn't do it for a job, and for work, I think I'd probably just do it on my day off. Mm-hmm. You know, I just like it. I've always loved music. My dad was into music. He used to play piano by ear. This one.
Not that one.
Yes, swack, he got a big red ear. And his father before him had been into brass band music, you know, boom, 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 old-fashioned. And his father said to him, why don't you stop playing that tin can music? Because he thought that songs like Chicago, Chicago, you know, which now is like standards, he thought that was terrible modern music, you know. So we've been going through it for a few generations, our family.
I lost track of the fathers. How many was that now?
That was my father and my grandfather, who I never met my grandfather, but my dad used to tell me about him. And he was in a brass band. He used to play the big bass, you know, boom, 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 boom. E-flat bass, it's called. And then my dad played trumpet and piano. And I started off on trumpet, but I discovered I couldn't sing at the same time.
Very
I'm
clever.
not stupid.
No, you're not.
I'm not stupid. And so I swapped it for a guitar.
You're not.
And it was the wrong way round. And I couldn't play that for a while, till I realized, because I was left-handed, I had to turn the strings round. Then it all started to work. My
question actually originally was, what is your incentive? What is it that drives you on?
I don't know, you know, I wish I had a simple answer to that, really. In the beginning, it was just to be famous, to earn money, to get a job I liked, because we didn't want to have to do a normal job. All the group didn't want to have to do. But now I've achieved that, so it should be that the incentive's gone away, but it hasn't really. It isn't so much the money anymore, and it isn't so much the fame, but it's what the real incentive always was, is just love of it. So I really actually do like to do it, you know. If we had a piano here now, I'd like to try and make up a song. Always seems new to me, always seems fresh.
Has it gotten any easier by the years?
No, I think probably a bit harder rather than easier, because when you first start writing, you've never done it before, obviously, so anything that comes in, any idea that comes in, seems like a good idea. After you've been writing for 3 or 4 years, you start to think, have I done that before? maybe I've done that. So you start to analyze it a little bit more. And so then you have to try and work against, try and get rid of that analysis and try and just be as spontaneous. So it takes a couple more thoughts than it ever used to. You know, it was just simpler in the beginning. But it wasn't everything.
Probably was.
I think so.
Yeah. Doesn't it take away the spontaneity?
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Very good.
How do you say that in Swedish? Do you know?
Oh, spontanosical. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I can speak Swedish. That
I
easy.
know. You just said a few words to me. What was that?
Tack så mycket. Very good. That's it.
You said
Hey.
it
Hey. Haxeblogget.
almost. It depends on what you want to say.
No, I can speak Swedish. Abba.
Yes.
Benny.
Yes.
Frid.
Björn Borg.
No, I can't. I know Björn Borg. Tennis.
Mm.
No. I can't speak it very well. I can't speak it as well as you all speak English. I live on a farm. Got 4 kids.
Mm.
Very nice, normal kids. Very good kids.
Do they look like you?
People say they look like me, but I can never see it. One of them, Mary, looks like me. But they'll grow out of it. They'll be okay. You know, like I say, I'm not really attracted to very big, special things like Dynasty or Dallas. There's no appeal for me, no appeal whatsoever, to be dripping with jewelry and be all this all the time. I'm not interested. I've done that. I've lived that life. When I first got money, it was empty. It really was not pleasant. So I was lucky I came through it and thought, well, I don't want this. And then when I married Linda, she's not like that at all. She's a little bit from that kind of family in America. She's from quite a well-off family. So she'd already sort of turned her back on that. And we, you know, believe that to spend time with the kids is very important. And they teach us how to be.
Mm. It's a mutual giving and taking.
Yeah, and the innocence of children too. You know.
They go to state schools,
Mm.
don't they?
Go to ordinary schools, yeah. We tried the paying schools, but I always went to an ordinary school. And we tried the paying schools once, but it was just my eldest daughter, and her personality changed very much. She became the school.
Mm.
It spoiled her, because she was better than the school. You know, she was better than the prototype that emerged from the school. And she was just a real good kid, you know, so I thought, no way. She might as well grow up to learn the ordinary things in life, and then if she wants to progress, she can do that, you know, but she's got to... I'd rather have them have a good basic feeling for people, you know.
And a few days ago, you said on TV as well, or rather you warned the young against drugs, all kinds of drugs, alcohol and so on. You've been a bit unfortunate by being caught a few times. How do you justify that to your children, first of all?
Well, I just say to anyone who wants my advice, I think that the best thing to do is to be free of all those kind of drugs. And when I say that, I mean obviously the most important is heroin, because that is suicide. There's no way you can win with that one. And then I think there are various drugs getting less and less harmful. I think the idea is to be healthy and to be clean of everything, even alcohol, even cigarettes, if you can. Now, it's not everybody who can. But in an ideal world, I think the best thing would be to just be like, you know, very healthy. But I think it's sometimes a tense world that we live in, and our society makes itself ever more tense. The way we live sometimes is very unnatural. So I think people do turn to alcohol and to various other things. And I think you have to know what the dangers are. And I think, as I said, you know, some of them are so dangerous that even if people want to do it, you must warn them against it. I think certain things are maybe not so dangerous. And I leave that to people themselves to work out what that is. As far as I'm concerned, I know that alcohol can make me crazy. It does occasionally. But, you know, sometimes if I'm a bit tense, I want to relax or something. But I would never advise anyone to drink whiskey, but I will drink it occasionally. But that's my affair.
What would you like to be remembered by?
I don't know. I'd like... I think really honesty would probably be the most important to me. That for people to think I'd been honest would be important. Because I've obviously had some success with my music, that even though the critics may criticize it, they can't take it away from me, because it's been and gone. They're too late.
Ah.
You know? So, you know, I don't worry too much on that score. But, yeah, I would like people to sort of believe that most of what I did, I tried to be honest in. But I don't anticipate that day for many, many years yet. I'm going to live to approximately 100.
Och gruppen består av 4 grabbar från England, närmare bestämt Liverpool. De har sjungit tillsammans bara för skojs skull under 3 års tid. Bara fått pengar till att köpa mat för dagen egentligen. De spelar fortfarande tillsammans. Och vi hör att de kommer här bakom oss. Men de tycker fortfarande att det är lika skojigt att spela fast de fortfarande gör pengar på det samtidigt. I The Beatles har vi Ringo Starr vid trummorna, George Harrison sologitarr och sedan de 2 som skriver många av gruppens låtar plus en del låtar åt andra artister. Det vill säga John Lennon kompgitarr och Paul McCartney elbas. Och den låt som de nu ska börja med, den heter She Loves You.
She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah. You think you've lost your love? Well, I saw her yesterday. It's you she's thinking of, and she told me what to say. She said she loves you.
Would you come to Sweden?
Yes, sure.
Ja, visst.
Ja, visst. Would you have me?
Of course.
Oh, acceptabelt.
And if you take your love away from me, I'm only gonna want it back. I'll probably pretend I didn't see, but knowing